Black and White Network fans, we are back with another video, and we're going to be talking about Cori Bush, a U.S. House of Representatives rep for St. Louis. Now, she is a far leftist. She's a Marxist, and she has called for defunding the police. She pretty much, I believe, ran on that, and she got elected to office. Now, I said it before, guys, that the vast majority of Americans do not agree with defunding the police. However, Cori Bush has no problem whatsoever spending money on private security for herself when she's calling for your police departments to be defunded. And what happens when you defund the police? Guess what? Crime is going to rise. It does not take a genius. So I don't understand why people will vote for her when she's calling for their neighborhoods to essentially to be unsafe, even more unsafe than what it is now. But people that vote for socialists like her, I guess they're not thinking very well. But check this out, guys. Cori Bush surpasses $300,000 spent on private security as she continues calls to defund the police. Now, people that vote for Cori Bush in St. Louis, let that sink in. She has spent $300,000 on private security for herself, but yet she's calling for your police department to be defunded. How does this make any sense? It doesn't. Bush's campaign dropped another $70,000 in personal security during the first quarter of 2022. Now, guys, $70,000, that is a good paying job in a year for a person. She dropped that in the first quarter on security. Folks, the grift is strong. Let's read this, guys. Representative Cori Bush poured tens of thousands of dollars more into private security during the first quarter of 2022, pushing her security bills to more than $300,000 as she continues calls to defund the police. The Missouri Democrats campaign reported spending $70,489 on security services between January 1st and March 31st, Federal Election Commission filing showed. The payments include $50,489 to Peace Security, $15,000 to Courtney Merits, I should say, and $5,000 to Nathaniel Davis. Bush's new security checks follow the $233,663 her committee spent on services in 2021, FEC records show. She has now paid out $304,152 for security this election cycle. Folks, this woman is insane. She's insane, but you know what? She's going to continue to most likely get elected until her constituents wake up and realize that, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Her own private security that she's spending money on to protect herself, but yet we're supposed to live without the police. Now, what people like Cori Bush says, oh, they want to take the funds for police and put it into social services programs, which really means nothing. It's just going to be some unqualified person that would actually have to go out. Let's say there is domestic violence and, there's a gun involved. They think a social worker can resolve that. When a social worker, their life can be put in danger. This is insane. But this is the kind of people that St. Louis wants to vote for. It goes on. It says, as Bush's campaign issued the most recent payments, she refused to rein in her calls to defund law enforcement, which Democrats fear will hurt the party in the 2022 elections. It most likely will. Quote, I always tell fellow Democrats, if you all had fixed this before I got here, I wouldn't have had to say those things, the squad member told Axios in February. Bush said the defund the police slogan isn't the problem and pending on Democrats not delivering on the promise. Well, guess what, Cori Bush? the slogan is the problem, because there's actually been cities out there that defunded their police departments. And guess what? Crime skyrocketed. And you know what? They had to go and refund the police because your defund the police thing doesn't work. Folks, I don't know why people listen to socialists like her. I don't understand why people listen to far leftists like her. It does not take a genius. Now, is people that vote for her, are they really that dumb? Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. I'm not really sure. But they still voted for this. And guess what? This is what's going to happen, folks. She's going to continue to push for defunding the police. Now, if there was actually a case where crime completely disappeared out of her district, guess what? She wouldn't have much of a voice. She would have nothing to complain about. So I believe that Cori Bush wants the crime to rise so she can actually use that and say, hey, you need to vote for me so I can make your life better. And Democrats have been pulling this for decades, especially on black people. Democrats run these cities where black people live in, and they've done nothing. And their excuse is, well, keep voting for us. We're going to make it better. Black people need to wake up, man. People like Cori Bush, other socialists, they're not going to make things better for you. You keep voting for your own demise, and Cori Bush is perfectly okay with that. This doesn't make any sense. She says, quote, they would rather I die, Bush asked. You would rather me die? Is that what you want to see? You want to see me die? You know, because that could be the alternative. You know, if she didn't spend all this money on private security, but she doesn't want you to have police protection. This is idiotic, folks. It doesn't make any sense. People in St. Louis, man, in her district, please wake up. Wake up. She is not representing your best interest. She's gonna put your lives in more danger if she gets her way. Now, thank goodness, man, I don't believe that the vast majority of Americans would be down with this. I don't even believe that the vast majority of Democrat voters are down with this, but these people still are going to vote for people like Cori Bush, Rashida Tlaib, AOC. You know, they're the most vocal. I don't believe they have the most power overall, but they have the most influence on the Democrats. And because of that, the Democrats are projected to get crushed in the midterms because people like Cori Bush, man, they don't represent Americans. These people want to abolish the whole entire system. They actually want to federalize policing and have the federal government run it. Man, that is some scary stuff right there. And honestly, if that did happen, I believe we'll be in another civil war if that happened. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, Cori Bush spends a whole bunch of money on private security, but she still wants to defund your police departments. Wake up, St. Louis. You people need to wake up. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.